Okay, hi, I'm Cherry and you've stumbled upon my channel, and today we are going to be doing the January book tag. I was kindly tagged by Moon over at Moonlight Scrolls. Thank you so much, Moon. I am actually doing a tag video in a timely manner for once. This tag video was created originally by Jan-Uary. I will link her channel as well as Moon's tag video in the description box down below, so please do check them out. Anyway, let us just get on to the questions. Question number 1. What was the last and first, if you remember, book you read last year? Let's start with the first book. The first book I read was The Falling in Love Montage by Shara Smith. It was a fun time. I definitely get the hype. I definitely get why a lot of people love it. It's basically about these two girls who decide to date one summer and do as many romantic cliche things they can think of. There were so many laugh out loud moments. I had to put the book down a few times because I had to laugh. It was just really funny. Not a personal favorite, but definitely get the hype. And the last book I read was The Secret Life of Bees by Sue Monk Kitt. I borrowed it from my high school best friend, and fun fact, I finished reading the book at 4 minutes before 12 midnight on December 31. So it is definitely my last read of 2021 out of sheer determination to finish that book, because I didn't want to have like 10% left at the start of the year. Like, I wanted to start from zero. So I hurriedly finished that book. I listened to the audiobook at twice the speed. I usually listen to like 1.5 to 1.8, but that one I listened to like, I had like an hour left or something, and then I was like, times 2 it is. It is a very touching story. It tackles race, it tackles family and mental health. I really liked it. It got a little sad at some parts, but definitely worth the read. It's about this young white girl who was kind of adopted by 3 black sisters and was hired to work as an apprentice beekeeper. When I started reading The Secret Life of Bees, I was like, are there any actual bees in this? And yeah, there were actual bees involved in it. I really liked that there were like these snippets or quotes from various beekeeping books at the beginning of each chapter. Anyway, I've rambled on too long. I just wanted to share that with you guys since I don't have a wrap up. Question number 2. What is your first read this year? My first read of 2022 was About That Kiss by HARPER BLISS. It is my first HARPER BLISS book, and I am so excited to read more because this was just a really fun time. Basically, it's about these 2 Hollywood royalties, and they were cast as the main characters in a high-budget lesbian rom-com, and they just had so much chemistry. I loved the book. I gave it like 4 stars, but absolutely loved it, and I am so excited to read more of HARPER BLISS's books this year. Question number 3. Share 3 of your reading goals this year. I think by the time this is up, my 2022 reading goals and resolutions video will already be up on my channel as well, so I'm just going to link that down below so you guys can check it out. But my main goal, I don't want to reiterate like literally everything, but my main goal is to read 33 books. That's my main goal. Read 33 books, and if I go over that, then good for me. Okay. Question number 4. Share 3 of your most anticipated titles. The only one I can think of at the top of my head is Ecstasia. Hang on, I'm going to check Goodreads. Okay, so the first book, like I said, is Ecstasia by Claire Legrand. I haven't read anything by Claire Legrand yet, but Ecstasia seems to be the one that caught my attention the most. It's YA horror, and it's about a girl who joins a coven, and I love sapphic witches, and I think it is queer. I think it's queer, and it's horror, and about sapphic witches, and I am so stoked for that. And the next one that I am anticipating is Delilah Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I have How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake, but I haven't read it yet. But I feel like I am more drawn to Delilah Green Doesn't Care because it is an adult romance, and I am much more inclined to pick those up compared to like YA romance. Oh, and then the last one that I can probably mention is The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School by Sonora Reyes, because as a queer girl that spent 11 years in an all-girls Catholic high school and 4 more years in a Catholic university, I feel like I will relate to this, and I am really excited for this to come out. Question number 5. Which goals did you reach and not reach last year? In 2021, my goal was to read 30 books, and I made it to 79. So I managed to fulfill that goal, and I am honestly so proud of myself because I read like more than twice as much as my reading goal, and I was so surprised. And I also wanted to read more diversely. I'm not sure if I succeeded. I think I did. I kind of did, but I didn't read as diversely as I wanted to, so I'm carrying over that resolution for 2022, and I want to read more books by authors of color and other sexual orientations in the spectrum, and yeah, just basically other experiences that are not like white, cis, and heteronormative, that kind of thing. And last year I had like set goals that I would read more graphic novels, I would read more horror thrillers, I would read more like things each month, and I had a chart for that in my bullet journal, but I stopped halfway through the year. I was like, this isn't working out. I just want to read what I want to read, or what I'm in the mood for. So I dropped that chart and just read what I felt like picking up at the time. So I kind of failed that, but I'm not carrying that over for this year, but I do want to read more diversely. As diverse as I can. Question number 6. Are there new releases this year you've heard of that you have no desire to read? To be honest, I don't take note of releases that I have no interest in. Like, of course, I added like a bunch of books to my Goodreads shelf that I'm anticipating, but when it comes to books that I don't really care about, I just skim over them or scroll past, and I don't even remember what they are. Question number 7. What are some reading habits you want to change this year, if any? My worst reading habit is not knowing how to DNF books. I don't know if it's an OCD thing, but my therapist and I are working on it. She told me that if I get to like 10 to 20% of the book and still am not enjoying it, then I should just drop it. But I am having a hard time doing that. I literally cannot do that. Once I start the first percent, I need to make it to the 100. And that is a problem because half the time I'm not enjoying what I'm reading. And there are other books that I will probably enjoy, but I just cannot. So this year, I wish I could learn how to DNF. Yeah, that's probably a reading habit that I need to practice this year. Question number 8. Are there any adaptations you're excited about? I don't really keep track of adaptations, to be quite honest. Maybe The Sandman. The Sandman by Neil Gaiman is going to be a series, and I absolutely love The Sandman. Like, as you can see here, let me show you guys. I have a collection of like Neil Gaiman books and The Sandman comics, and this a compilation of death stories. I know The Sandman will probably likely focus on Morpheus, aka Dream, but I'm excited to see the other characters mostly. And yeah, The Sandman. I'll see The Sandman. I'm really excited for that, to be honest. Question number 9. Favorite bookish memory of last year? I don't... That took me a while to think about because I don't really have like a favorite bookish memory. I'll name a few. Maybe. I don't know. The first 24-hour readathon that I did with Mish, my best friend over at Mission Cup, the Yeet Pile exchange, or like a book exchange I did with my high school best friend. That was really fun. I got into historical fiction, and of course meeting a lot of you guys, my booktube friends. I met a lot of you guys last year. I can't believe it's been a year already. But yeah, those are just some of my bookish memories that I have kept close to my heart, but I can't remember any very specific ones. And finally, question number 10. Carryovers from last year that you still plan on finishing. So for that, I had Hope and Other Luxuries carried over from last year, but I finished that earlier this year, in the first few days of January. And I'm temporarily DNFing with The Fire on High. I'm still definitely going to pick it up, but I was only 20% in, and I'm not really like enjoying it. I found it really boring, so I'm going to be temporarily DNFing with The Fire on High. I'm going to continue it in the future because I really want to see what the hype is all about, and I want to give it a fair chance. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to read it this year specifically, but I will definitely read it in the future. Anyway, those are all the questions, and I'm going to be tagging maybe some people in the description box down below, so check it out if you find your name there. But honestly, if you want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. And if you're going to share it on Twitter, tag me so I can see your answers as well. Consider yourself tagged. You. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're tagged. You're tagged. Anyway, thank you again, Moon from Moonlight Scrolls, for tagging me. I really appreciate it. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye! Happy New Year!